Hello my friends and welcome to episode 5 of our Football Manager 2021 save with Rangers. Since the last episode we've had a number of games. Apologies if you can hear the cat in the background, she's been very clingy, I've not long since got her back. But we've had a number of games since that 5-2 win against Celtic. And it's been good, as you can see, all green results, which means that we have won every single game. Excuse me. So we took on Livingston, we won 1-0. Brandon Barker scoring there. Before we played Kilmarnock, a 4-0 win. Much more comfortable. Ryan Jack, Morelos, Tavernier and Hadji on the score sheet. Before we played Ross County, Aribo, Morelos and Tony Weston came off the bench for his debut and scored. So well done him. In fact, Morelos' goal in the 74th minute was his last touch before Tony Weston came on. We then played Dundee United, and this was a game that actually flattered us, I will be brutally honest. The penalty they got in the second minute was never a penalty. The game said as much. If there was VAR in Scotland, it would have been overruled. Sadly, there's not. A 4-1 victory nonetheless. As I said, a bit undeserved. Connor Goldson scoring from 2 set pieces, Borna Barisic scoring, and James Tavernier from the spot. But Dundee United were very much in that game. Before we played St Johnstone, and again Philip Landers getting the goal for us before Alfredo Morelos finally started to come back into form with a brace. We then played Motherwell, a 7-2 victory. Morelos with a hat-trick, Yanis Hadji with a goal, Stephen Davis with a goal, James Tavernier with another penalty, and Kemar Roof also scoring. Tony Watt and Alan Campbell both got thunderbolt goals for them. Very impressive goals. We played St Johnstone again. The first game was in the Betfred Cup quarter-final, I should state. Did I say the Morton game? We played Morton as well. Apologies. We won that 2-0, if I didn't mention it, with Hadji and Jones scoring. 2-1 rather. Yeah, I actually remember that game. We absolutely battered them all game. They scored their one shot from range, and we had to come back from a goal down, which we did obviously. We then beat St Johnstone 6-0. Hadji with a brace, Roof, Stewart, Arfield and Morelos all on the score sheet before we had probably the most dominant 1-0 game that I have ever seen. We scored early, they then got a man sent off, and the rest of the game pretty much was spent in their box. It was absolutely infuriating watching chance after chance. I think we had another 2 goals disallowed as well. It was absolutely crazy. We just couldn't find the back of the net, but Steve Davis scoring there before we played St Mirren in our last game. They're now managed by Ricardo Gardner of all people. Morelos scored a penalty because there was no Tavernier. He missed another penalty later on in the game. Joe Aribo coming. Did he come off the bench or did he start this game? Aribo, where are you, son? He started. He scored, and Kemar Roof scored off the bench as well. That leaves us to today's game, where we are going to play Celtic. Now we do have some quick transfer news to cover off first. Obviously the transfer window is literally about to open, or it just has opened. Stephen Davis is leaving us in 2 days. He goes to Copenhagen. 175,000 rising to 250,000. It's not the best deal, but his contract's up at the end of the season. He's on a big wage, and as you can see, wage budget we are over. So that's kind of where that is. We've got some players coming in. We've got Cammy O'Donnell coming in from Alloa. He is a young 19-year-old player. Got a bit of potential about him. Could turn into something. Might not. It's free. It's risk-free. You know, his wages might be a bit of an issue, but that's hey-ho. And Ethan Ross coming in from Aberdeen, also on a free at the end of the season. Again, 19 years old, young, got lots of potential. Hopefully he can reach that with us. Who else? We've got Finn Akerpoint coming in. Akerpoint. Anyone who knows my channel knows that this guy is a guy I sign quite regularly. Very, very good young player. Again, 18 years old. Hopefully he can reach that potential. If not, it's £300 a week. And, you know, it's fairly risk-free. I don't think he'll ever be good enough to be first team this year. But, you know, still certainly a good defensive backup. Potentially. And who else? I feel like there's one extra. I feel like there was another defender. Free, a bid for 5 or 6, and then 2 of them got their contracts extended. I feel like I'm missing one, but I'm not seeing them. Right, hey ho, is what it is. And then we've got a bid in currently for Jamie Hamilton, another young player, much closer to the first team than the other 2. 4-star potential on him according to my scouts. Now I have just redone my entire scouting team during December. I'll go through that with you in a second. So they might change their opinion on him. But I think the bid is 50,000 plus Jack McConnell to go in the other way. It's 2-star potential. You know, if it gets the deal done, it gets the deal done. We'll maybe get, 6-7k for him plus maybe a sell on. I don't see him ever making anything, so you're maybe capping out at 30,000. Excuse me. Whereas Jamie Hamilton comes in, you develop him. I think we do make a player out of him that gets us a decent amount of money. So transfer history, all transfers, staff. So as you can see, I went to the board and I said, could you give me an extra scout? And they said yes, so that gave us a bit extra. So we've brought in Leon Hunter, Rui Agas. Very, detailed knowledge on him. I thought it would be quite beneficial. We've brought in Paul Molesworth from Exeter. Again, some interesting knowledge on him, but not the best. Tim Cahill comes in as an under-18s coach. He's in the sort of mentality where I like with the personality and stuff, trying to use a different technique this year. Something that someone has recommended to me a lot is to have personality, so I want to try that out, see how it goes. We brought in Tony Cotton, former Sunderland chief scout when they were falling through the leagues, but he's still got very, very good stats. Also been at Wigan, QPR, Man United as a coach, ironically. What's his stats as a goalkeeping coach? Not the best, really. Mario Salvio from Perugia, again, solid coach, very good knowledge of Italy, but nowhere else. Harvey Russell from Birmingham here, their former chief scout. Patrice Evra also comes in as a youth coach, again, perfectionist personality. This guy from Young Boys comes in as our new chief scout. He's a former chairman of this team here, Lusoni, in Switzerland as well, so very well-rounded, former Borussia Dortmund player. In fact, Champions League winner looking by the years of that. 103 caps for Switzerland as well, is our new chief scout. And then we've got Luciano Capenna, who did get a work permit from Aspire, former Man United scout there as well, and also a few years at Benfica. So that's the new changes to our scouting team and the transfer news. That means all the old scouts have left us. We're maxed out in scouts. I'm just going to slowly, adjust the staff as we go along now. We've done the big change at the start, and then we've now done our scouting system. So I'm kind of keen to just slowly move it in the right direction consistently. But we're now going to get pitch side against Celtic. So one major shock you could say in our team, as my phone's gone off, just let me mute that. I thought it was already muted. Apologies guys. And that is that Nathan Patterson is in. I knew Tab was on a yellow, and I literally was playing him loads trying to get him booked. And he got booked 2 or 3 games ago so that he would get the suspension. I thought, right, that gets the suspension out of the way. And then he was never suspended. I've waited to select the team, and Tav is suspended. Because, brilliant time for that suspension to kick in. Nice and perfect timing right before an Old Firm game. So we've got McGregor, Patterson, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Davis, Jack, Hagi, Aribo, Kent and Alfredo Morelos. Now, through this game, we are going to go through our transfer plans. So, again, I'm going to go with, where's the fans? There we go. We'll just leave it on that, the yellow sort of response. I have managed to get green responses, but that's kind of where we're at. We have won 18 out of 18 in the league, and we are 7 points clear of Celtic at this point. I don't know if it'll show it here. I'm just going to let this run through. Obviously, strong looking at Celtic side, as you would expect. There you are. So goal difference of 68 to their 37, so effectively 8 points clear in reality. Transfer wise, there is interest in our entire defence. We've managed to get both Goldson, Tav on new contracts. We've managed to get Aribo on a new contract and Kamara. There's still interest in both of them as well, of course. I think for some of them it would take a big bid. It would take a really special bid for, Goldson, Barisic, those kind of players, or them to kick off, which I've been told will happen from other people through beta and main saves. Hollander, I think I got 18 million from him from China during the beta, but because we've not got Europa League, we've seen with Davis, I got less money for him. In fact, it was half the money, giving him his final game here, by the way. it affects that because one, it's less game time, and two, it's less, my brain's froze. Less reputation boost and stuff. So, they're playing in the Europa League, you get a reputation boost from that. It's a great pass from Hagi. Morelos, 1-0, 7 minutes in. Alfredo Morelos with his 19th of the season puts us ahead. Great ball from Hagi. There's interest in Arfield, which I may actually offer him out. Again, just to get him off the wage budget. He's an aging player. We're trying to develop young players. With Davis going, I was going to buy Lewis Ferguson. Again, that was in kind of tandem with what I've done in the beta. Now I got him for 2.5 million in the beta, and I have asked the board to extend the transfer budget. They did to 1.2 million, but apparently doing all my scouting's changing all my scouts has reduced that budget significantly. We're down to 200,000, which is very frustrating because it shouldn't be taking that out of my budget. So that's done, unfortunately. But Aberdeen were also wanting 5 million for him. Great blocking from Barisic, by the way, on Forest. So again, reducing the wage budget. Finances aren't great. We are losing money quite quickly. So I'm going to recall Stephen Kelly, and he's going to sort of rotate with Zungu, with Davis going. Now that's going to get him plenty of game time. He's got 4-star potential as well. So he's potential to be better than both Zungu and Davis. So hopefully we can make something out of him. And I'm going to, Kai Kennedy's loan actually expires. They offered to renew and I rejected it because I plan on playing him in the 10, 11 and 7 roles as and when I can, kind of thing. He will be the rotation option for any one of those 3 players. Everyone else kind of will stay on loan because a lot of them are through promises. I don't think there's anyone else that's already out on loan other than Ross McCrory, who I'd bring back. And Ross McCrory would be a bit pointless because I'd just be developing him for Aberdeen rather than Rangers because the transfer's already confirmed, which would also mean that I suspect there's no recall option. So that's something to keep an eye on. Now we do have Greg Stewart on the bench. I'm not going to renew Greg Stewart's contract. One, I just don't think he's good enough anymore. I do enjoy him. He's played really well in the games that I've gave him over Arfield. A couple of goals, including second goal of the month for December, which I thought was really unlucky not to get goal of the month. So I'm going to go with outstretched arms, and it gives us these two. So I'm going to go with I'm delighted with your performance, keep up. Green reactions, told you I do get them sometimes. Most of the players are enjoying playing for me. I'm on a lot of favoured personnel lists, so that says that I'm doing things correctly by the players. Morelos, if he didn't just stop his run there, he sort of slowed down there, we'd have got there. But, that's kind of my plan for January. No real ends, bring some of the young lads back, keep developing, and, if we lose big players on big money, we can replace direct, like for like, and, just keep looking for cheap young players that we can bring in, develop and sell on for profit kind of thing. The goal of the series is obviously that huge transfer budget, which isn't going to happen overnight in Scotland. That's going to be a good number of seasons to develop that, and hopefully we can do that because I think the best I've ever had is 250 million in Scotland, so I need to get that times 4, and that was after 8 seasons I think. But at that point I think it would have been, it would have just snowballed quite very, very quickly. At that point I had a conveyor belt system in place where one went out, another 2 sort of came in or was ready to replace straight away. We are making our first set of subs now with Greg Stewart coming on for Aribo, who is coming back from injury. He's not going to last too long, and Ryan Jack off for Glenn Kamara, just showed up the midfield a bit. I want to give Davis as long as I can with it being his farewell game. Ryan Kent is having an absolute shocker. So I am going to go to, demand more individuals, Ryan Kent, and see if that gets him going. Morelos' goal still separates the 2 teams. Barisic throws in, does find Kent. I've just demanded more out of him. Let's see what we get. He's got passes on. He does find Janis Hagi. That's an assist for Kent. We just demanded more, and he shows up with an assist seconds later. Janis Hagi with his 16th of the season. He has all been overtaken by Morelos now. It was a bit of a dry spell for a few games for our front 3, but Hagi and Morelos back in amongst the goals now, and Greg Stewart on the pitch as well has a couple to his name. while Joe Aribo was injured for a few weeks. So he did get a little run in the team, and he done well with that. Hadji up to a 7.5 now, Kent up to a 7. Celtic on the attack though, and Goldson steps in strong. Davis plays it forward to Greg Stewart. He's not got the pace, but he does have men in the middle who are ventured into an offside position, and it's kind of forced Stewart to come in himself. He's hit it, but he's hit it straight at Barkas. Poor effort from Stewart, to be honest. Let's make a couple of subs again. Patterson's done. He is absolutely done. That's not quite what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. And then I'll play you as an inverted wing back on attack. That could work. And then we bring on... We'll leave it at that for now. We've got another 2 subs in the tank to make in one more sub window for us bringing it in field here. And it's over the top for Elianusi. Patterson's just got no legs left. In fact, that's a good thing to do there, Patterson. You've got no legs left, you know it, just launch it out of play. Get it out there, and it's dealt with. We do have 2 subs left, and that is Davis. He has ran his race now. So we'll bring Zungu on for Davis, and I'm tempted to bring Tony Weston on, but I think realistically if I was bringing him on, I should have brought him on in the last sub window. So we're going to bring Roof on for Kent, just purely because he's on a yellow. Over any other reason, it was between Kent and Hadji there. Kent on a yellow. I prefer Roof on the right, to be honest. And naturally I'd rather have Kai Kennedy. But hey ho, we're stuck with Roof. It's not a bad thing because he's just gone and tucked the ball in the back of the net. Special from Kamar Roof. Special. Look at the curve on the ball from Barisic, by the way, in the replay. The curve that he gets is unbelievable. I've seen it from a few corners. And I don't remember ever seeing this on the beta, but look at the curve. It's just ridiculous. I wish it almost kept that side angle on so you could see even better, but the curve, it goes so far out and comes back in. It leaves the defenders absolutely no chance. Roof's the only person ever getting to that. Brilliant finish by Roof as well, of course. That's a great ball from Roof if it finds Hadji. It does indeed. Frimpong got out there just about in time, but it's in. It's Barisic. I was going to say it's Barisic. What's he doing there? But he's playing inverted wing back on the right hand side. That makes perfect sense that he would show up there. Plus we see Tav showing up there quite often as well. Roof doesn't get past Al Ahmad. Bassi. It's something. I'm not sure what that is. But I'm calling this a good result, obviously. It's a 3-0 win against Celtic that will put us 11 points clear. Really, in reality, it's 12 because of the goal difference is astronomical. You know, you're talking 40 goal difference almost now. It's unbelievable. But another big win for us. I don't want the next episode to be against Celtic though. That's the kind of issue that I've got because we've just done 2 back-to-back Celtic games. But I also struggle to see big games elsewhere, other than, you know, maybe in Aberdeen from time to time. So schedule, what do we have in the way of after the January transfer window that would be interesting? It literally is down to Celtic. So I tell you what we'll do. We'll see how the Betfred Cup semi-final goes, and it'll probably be the Betfred Cup final, guys. Whoever we're playing at that, well, chances are that's going to be Celtic again. It's Celtic or Aberdeen. So, you know, that's a good game. We'll win the Betfred Cup semi-final. We'll do that. If not, I guess we're coming back somewhere in this area, which probably, again, will be Celtic for the post-split review, because I just see no other value in anything else, guys. Anyway, thanks all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.